Yes, Senator Henderson.
Thank you, Chair. In the last round of Senate estimates, the Department of Finance confirmed that the Acting Prime Minister wrote to ministers on the 26th of September seeking options for budget reprioritisations and that responses were due by the end of October 2025. Is that right?
Senator, I'll refer to one of my colleagues in relation to the date, just to check that.
Yep, thank you.
Senator Louise Rawlings, Chief Economist and First Assistant Secretary, Economic Division. Sorry, I'll have to take the date on notice. We don't have it to hand.
Okay. But the substance is right. It was the Acting Prime Minister who wrote to ministers in about September.
I think if this is the...
Mr Neil was nodding.
Well, if this is, I think Senator Gallagher responded on this in relation to an OPD, both on behalf of the PM and Treasurer and in her capacity as Finance Minister. Is that the one you're talking about?
Well, for the moment, I'm just trying to establish that it was the Acting Prime Minister who sent the letter.
We'll take that on notice.
When it was sent. I think the officials were nodding, so I'm going to assume that's correct unless someone contradicts me. Why, just for interest, why was it the Acting Prime Minister who wrote this letter?
Probably because the Prime Minister was away.
Well, that's one other person who could have written the letter, but for example, why wasn't it the Treasurer or the Finance Minister?
Because the Acting Prime Minister...
Please enlighten me, Senator.
No, I'm just... The Prime Minister's away, the duties are undertaken by the Acting Prime Minister.
Yes, but this is a letter seeking savings from departments and agencies.
It's not unusual for, as part of... there are a set of... the Prime Minister has... it's not unusual, and in fact it would be a normal part of the budget process for the Prime Minister to... ask ministers to do certain things, to provide authorities for things to come forward in an orderly system of government where the Prime Minister is not trying to be the Treasurer as well. The Prime Minister does, including not only is the Prime Minister of the country, but also it's the Chair of ERC.
Well, I was going to ask, thank you for answering my question. I just was interested as to why he said it. Him being the Chair of ERC is one logical reason for it. Does PMC have a copy of the correspondence?
We'll have to take it on notice, Senator.
That whether or not you have a copy, you don't know whether or not you have a copy.
I'll check with the team, but we'll take it on notice.
We do have a copy of the letter, but not to hand. We have to provide that. All
right, so we have a copy. That's good. Could you take on notice providing it to the committee, please?
We'd have to take it on notice, given it is part of normal budget deliberations.
Just suggested that you did. Yep.
It may well be Cabinet in confidence.
Please take it on notice. Which ministers did the Acting Prime Minister write to?
We'll take that on notice too.
Thank you. Did PMC draft the letter?
Senator, can I refer you to the response on the OPD? I refer to Senate OPD, agreed to by the Senate on Wednesday 26 November. I respond in my capacity as Finance Minister on behalf of the PM and the Treasurer, as I advised the Senate on Tuesday 25th November in relation to the assertions in the article referred to in the order. One, the idea that we are imposing a 5% cut on agencies is incorrect. As I said in a radio interview this morning, what we have asked agencies to do is to think about all the things they are doing, all the programs they administer, and to consider whether they are still priorities, because we need to ensure we have got the resources available to meet all of the pressures coming the way of the public service. The letter goes on to say, documents prepared for budget processes would reveal the deliberations of Cabinet and accordingly are subject to public interest immunity claims. It is well recognised under long-standing conventions that it is in the public interest to preserve the confidentiality of Cabinet deliberations to ensure the best possible decisions are made following thorough consideration and discussion of relevant matters within Cabinet. The letter then goes on with further information. We will take it on notice, but I suspect you have the answer to your requests in what Senator Gallagher has already provided the chamber with.
Thank you. That wasn't my question. My question was...
Well, it is, because it refers directly to why there is PII claims in relation to documents associated.
My question was, did PM&C draft the letter? How is that
We'll take that on
notice?
notice.
Why does that need to be taken on notice?
Because we are entitled to take documents associated with Cabinet processes on notice.
This is not... This is a question about who prepared the document.
Well, I'm taking it on
Senator
notice.
Patterson, they have the right to take it on notice.
Thank you.
Well, in fact,
should they see fit.
the government guidelines to witnesses at estimates are very clear, and I quote, while it is appropriate to take questions on notice if the information sought is not available or incomplete, officials should not take questions on notice as a way of avoiding further questions during the hearing. If officials have the information but consider it necessary to consult the minister before providing it, they should state that as a reason for not answering rather than creating the impression that the information is not available.
Well,
I think we're all aware of that, Senator Patterson.
we are
Thank
all
you
aware
for
of that,
reading out.
and that is why I've read out what Senator Gallagher, the Minister for Finance, has said in the chamber, which is relates to what you are asking. So on that basis, I will take it on notice as the Minister representing for considering whether or not any of the documents or questions you have are not the subject of a PII claim.
So I can't even
I'm allowed
ask.
to do that. You can ask the question.
Thank you, Ms.
But it doesn't mean we'll answer it.
Why is there so much political sensitivity about this letter? Is it because you're worried that, the contents are damaging, that it will expose that you're seeking cuts or savings or reprioritisations? What is the reason?
Give your reason, Senator.
What's the reason you're asking about it?
Because I think the public's entitled to know if the government was seeking savings and how they were doing so. This is expenditure of public money, Senator Wong.
Yes,
And
I'm
you'll
well
get it all
aware
on
of that,
notice.
Senator, and I'm also aware of budget and Cabinet and ERC processes, which I respect.
Okay. Were any departments or agencies of government excluded from having to provide these 5% lowest priority savings?
We'll take that on notice, Senator.
Why do you need to take
Because
that on
that
notice?
goes to budget and Cabinet considerations.
How?
Because the whole... I'll refer you to Senator Gallagher's letter.
I'm well aware of the letter. I've
Well,
got it
then
here.
read it.
I've read it,
Well,
and I'm still going to ask
There you
questions.
go.
'cause
Then you're just ignoring it.
No,
But
no,
that's fine.
Senator Wong, this is Senate estimates where we ask questions
Yeah,
about
you
the
can.
government's
You can
budget.
ask questions. I'm
And
just going to continue to say we'll
I
take
thought
it on
this was going to
notice.
be a transparent government. I thought that's what you promised.
Transparent doesn't mean inviting you into our ERC processes.
That's
James?
very kind of you to consider, but I want to ask
you
for
really,
that.
it doesn't. It
I'm
doesn't
not
mean
asking
that.
for that.
So, sorry, you don't get an invitation.
No, I think the public's entitled to know about how the government makes decisions to spend public money or not spend public money.
the
So-
public is entitled to know that we have an orderly approach to government, unlike the government that you weren't
You
a part
assert
of.
that, but you're actually not providing evidence to confirm
no, that's
that.
not
You just
correct.
assert it.
That is not correct. We do.
Well, then provide the
Secondly,
answers to these questions.
orderly doesn't mean giving it to you. That's
Or the
first.
public,
It's not the
apparently.
test, mate. Secondly, the public will have a budget where decisions are made informed by the budget process and which are the result of the budget process, which will be scrutinised, including in this place. So the normal transparency will apply to budget decisions.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
No, this is not. We haven't had the
It was,
budget yet.
well, no, in fact, this was a process in the lead up to my EFO, wasn't it, Minister? It informed decisions in my EFO, didn't it?
It was an announcement.
No, it wasn't an announcement. You're wrong. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, Minister, you said that we haven't had the budget yet, but this is a letter sent in September asking for responses by October to inform my EFO, was it not?
Well, I'll take it on notice and refer you to Senator Gallagher's answer.
Were defence and national security agencies excluded from this process, or were they required to find the 5% of lowest priority work that they do?
They can't respond.
Well, you can.
No, well, I'm not. I don't disclose deliberations associated with the budget process.
Well, I think it is a matter of public interest
Well,
whether security
I'm
agencies...
sure there's a lot of interest in it.
Well, yeah, and indeed, that's right. And I think...
And the
if-
result of any consideration will be in the budget and any subsequent budget updates.
But it's the decisions aren't the only thing that's relevant. The process is relevant too, because I think it would be of public interest to know, for example, Minister, whether or not you asked ASIO to go and find their lowest 5% value work.
And I
Or-
think, and the
Or the
officials and the
AFP.
Minister have said that
I think
they are
you've
taking
seen,
that on notice
actually,
to
there's
come
been
back to you
additional
with the full
resourcing of
details.
both the AFP and ASIO since we came to government, Senator.
Thanks, Minister, but that wasn't my question.
Well-
Did you ask them to go and spend time and energy and resources to find savings for MyEFO, whether they were acted on or not?
There have been additional resourcing of those agencies since we came to
That's
government.
not relevant at all to my question. I want to know
Senator-
whether or not you tasked them
Well, Senator,
to spend
I am
time.
That has
not-
been taken on
Finding
notice.
savings.
all of this is being taken on notice, Senator.
Indeed, and I think that is very revealing. Chair, I'm happy to rotate
That's
the
because
call.
you haven't got anything, so you have to say it's revealing.
Pardon me? No, I didn't catch that, sorry.
I said, it's all right.
We'll move on to Senator Hume.